Good morning. Welcome to, well, Thursday's edition of Wake Up Call. My name is Craig Laird, and just like yesterday, you're going to find me, well, kind of in this position. We're going to be doing a mix and a match today with myself and Corrine, so you're going to be finding us presenting here today. Now, before we do anything, what we managed to do, myself and Georgina, if you tuned in yesterday, you will know how phenomenally popular our Nature Garden Hummingbird collection was. Guess what? Myself and Georgina, we came in about half an hour earlier today so that we could speak to the team next door at head office, and what they've managed to do, they've managed to take some stock from somewhere else. And we managed to bring back the full collection, because if you've seen myself and Debbie in Creative Cravens, you will know that the full collection, the launch day stock collection, had sold out. So anyway, I couldn't make any absolute promises yesterday on Creative Cravens, but thankfully we've managed to get a small little amount back for the full collection as well. So if you do want to get your hands on it, then you can do $99.99 or $124.35. Everyone's going to be saving over 25% on that today's price. However, if you are platinum, that's going to come down to $79.99 or $99.48. The option to cherry pick some items and spend £50 or $50 and get a 10% off, that option's still there as well. So maybe it's too big a collection for you, maybe you can't reach for that full amount, then you can then cherry pick as long as your order comes to £50, $50 or more, and then you're going to get that 10% off as well. So chuffed that I was able to say that it is back in stock for now anyway. Let's see how long that goes, because it's going to be featured again, and in the wake up, well, it's not so much featured in this wake up call, but it's going to be featured out throughout the remaining week, and also Second Chance Sunday, so don't miss that one. Now, we did allude to a moment ago where here on this show, and also Cart Road, you're going to find myself in the presenting side with Corrine doing the demonstrations, and then in launch day later on with Sarah, you're going to find Corrine in the presenting side as well. So let's say good morning to Corrine.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm really good. What a day.
What a day.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be so good.
Yeah, I'm really good. I love these paper piecing dies, and there's something else to go with them. Ooh, which really excites me.
Yeah.
It makes paper piecing so much easier. So wait and see, and we'll show you that in a very few minutes.
And some of you might be thinking, oh, who's that lovely lady just sitting at the side there? Many will already know her name and her face, of course, but we've got Gwen in the building for the first time.
Yes.
From Creative Expressions.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Oh, wow.
I'm so excited to be here. It's so fun.
So good to have you. Of course, we've had Jamie in the past, and you know, we've got you as well. And yeah, we've got some, I say we, the royal we, you've got some incredible things today, haven't you, that you're throughout the whole day on Crafters TV.
We have. We're bringing you some amazing dies from Creative Expressions, and of course, it wouldn't be Creative Expressions without Cosmic Shimmer. So I've got some fabulous inky things, all sorts of goodies.
Yeah, there's loads and loads. We've already been having a little look at some of the things that Gwen's going to be doing, which is going to be showing you as well. So if you love your inking as well, you've got that covered. But if you just like your simplistic line when it comes to die cut, and then you're going to find you've got lots and lots of things, lots of ideas as well. But Gwen's going to be showing us that all throughout today. She's going to be back for a full hour. It's going to be this first hour of Wake Up Call, myself and Corrine, and then that full hour is going to be with Gwen and the Creative Expressions. So all of that you're going to find across on the website. Guess what else you're going to find across on the website, which is our current Get It, Got It, Good. This week, this is all about the Crafter's Companion 12 by 12 card pad. You're going to be getting the gold, you're going to be getting the silver, and you're going to be getting the rose gold. Now within each pad, half is that gorgeous shedless glitter, the other half is that pearl effect that complements just beautifully. But guess what else you're going to be getting? It is, of course, the paper taker. $59.97 or $68.85. But if you are platinum, that's going to come down to $47.98 or $55.08. So you're going to be paying for paper pads and getting the paper taker absolutely free. And if anyone that doesn't watch wrestling, you'll have no idea what I was on about that one. For those that knows about The Undertaker.
I was about to say, do I have to say it like that all day?
You don't have to. I'm probably going to do it. Because when you say paper taker, I just think of the wrestler, The Undertaker.
Right.
So you have to do it in that way. Yeah, see, you've got them now doing it. Georgina's doing it as well. Nicola, she's in the gallery as well all today, and she got me. She got me yesterday when I done it as well. Yeah, see, think alike. Yeah. Now you're going to be having a look at Totally Tiffany's paper taker in a totally different way, aren't you? Anyway, there we go. A little bit of fun when it comes to the paper taker. Oh yes, that's just like another thing that many wrestling fans might know. Anyway, let's just bring that back there. Let's have a look. Brand new launch. As if we didn't have a phenomenal launch day yesterday, we've got another one. The boss is going to be in the building, and this is a paper piecing. This is our Create a Card die collection with 5 dies. You're going to be getting your hold and release papers as well. Now that full collection, $45.99 or $67.75. Everyone's going to be saving 20% when it comes to that full bundle there. Platinum comes down to $36.79 or $54.20. If this is your very first purchase after joining Club Inspire, you're also going to get your 20% discount, which gives you the platinum price as well. Couple of things first and foremost though. We've got the gorgeous peacock. We're going to have a look at it in a moment. It's called the Pretty Peacock, and it is an exclusive to Crafters TV / our website. So you're only going to be able to get it here. So some of you across stateside will have seen the collection on HSN. You'll have not seen the peacock because you're only going to get that with us here on Crafters TV. So let's have a look at the boards first and foremost, because then we're going to talk you through that hold and release that you're also going to get. Once you start to see these being used, you're going to absolutely pop some extras into your basket when it comes to the hold and release, that's for sure. So what we've got here is I'm going to show you the full collection. If you do want to go for them individually, they are $9.99 or $14.95. However, you might just want to cherry pick a few. In that aspect, then what you can do is take 2 of them for £18 or $27. You guys across Central Europe, the option is there for you too. You just need to go to .eu, crafterscompanion.eu. That's where you go, and all your prices in euros will be there. Now what you're going to get? You're going to get your paper piece and Create a Card die collection that enables you to do just that, your paper piecing. So these have been designed so that these are beautifully well paper pieced. The boards might not stand up, but the paper piecing that you can do when it comes to these is beautiful. And they have been specifically designed with ease, between ease of design and that hold and release sheet that Debbie did give you a little bit of a teaser earlier on last night on Creative Cravens. You can start to cherry pick. Now these are not overly huge dies, these are lovely little, they're around about 4x6 sizes when it comes to the dies, 5.25 by 3.25 to be exact. You've got the ability to cut into your card, and you can then cut it out with the outline die. Myself and Debbie talked about the benefits of that yesterday when it comes to the Hummingbird Create a Card die, but now you can be doing this one within the paper piece and die collection. That one being the trailing florals. What we've also got is the Happy Bees. Instantly, you're going to be thinking of your collections such as Be Beautiful. You're going to start to then pull them together or just have fun when it comes to your own colour choices. Then what we've also got is the Radiant Roses. So with these ones here, you can then, as I said before, cherry pick sections here. Some of them are smaller elements, but with the ease of the hold and release paper that you're getting as well, that makes it super, super simple. Not fiddly, not complicated, and we're going to be showing you that as well within Wake Up Call. So you've got your Radiant Roses. Then this one here, we've got our butterflies and blooms. So this one here is a little bit more detailed. So if you do like your fussy element of paper piecing, you can go to absolute town if you want to. You might just want to do the butterflies. You can. You might just want to do the blooms. You can. You might just want to do the leaves. You can as well. You're in full control of what you want to paper piece. And then last but by no means least, this is the one that you're only going to get at Crafters TV and on our website, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.eu, and that is the Pretty Peacock. what I adore about this one, again, it's cherry picking. So maybe you just want to cherry pick sections of that bloom of the peacock, you can do as well. If you want to go in with absolute depths, you can do as well. That's up to yourself. Thing is, if you want to just use it as a create a card die, you absolutely can do as well. Lots and lots of options. The form, the concept, the design of them have been done by Leanne and the team so that it works beautifully well with the paper piecing, matte card, mirror card, shadless glitter card, all these forms you can absolutely be doing. But to enable you to do that really, really simply, what you are going to also get is this. Isn't that exciting, Corrine?
It's so exciting. But you know what? I did the how-to tutorial for this about 3 weeks ago, and I have been bursting to show everybody this.
Yeah.
Because I've paper pieced for years.
Yeah.
But how frustrating is it when you die cut what you want to, all the pieces, and then you get them out of your die and then they scatter to the four winds.
Yeah.
And you're trying to paper piece and you can't because you've lost that one little piece or two little pieces. I'm going to show you how this makes it so much simpler. So everything will just stay where you want to do, and then you can quite quickly paper piece, and I'll show you how quickly you can do your paper piecing. You don't use this on your finished article. This is like a holder to hold all your pieces in place for later on. I'll show you. It really does make paper piecing 10 times easier.
The way me and Debbie were explaining it as well, and for an adhesive sheet, what's just mind-blowing for this is on the sheet, it's not overly sticky.
It's like a low-tack tape.
Yeah.
Think of it as a low or a mid-tack tape. That's how I always think of it.
But then when you attach it to your project, that's when that adhesive holds.
Yeah.
How they've managed to do this in an adhesive form, I don't know. But you've got that option. You do get your full pack. It's A5 in size. You're getting 10 sheets in total. If you do want to go for extras, you absolutely can do. You can see the bottom of your screen. You've got the details there where you can get your A5 10 pack individually, $7.99 or $9.95. And Corrine, I suppose as well, you could use these to do your paper piecing with other dies. It's not just for these ones.
Because when we were setting up, Gwen was saying how, with her die, she's going to do paper piecing. I felt like saying, well, actually, you might want some. She's over in the corner going, I need that. I need that. And I think once she's seen how we do this, she's going to see how easy it is.
Okay.
Now, it is a consumable. So, you know, you're going to get 10 sheets, and for these dies, you're going to get 2 out of a sheet.
Okay.
So if you're doing 4 colours, you're going to need 2 sheets cut in half to give you the 4. Does that make sense?
That does,
so you will get through them. And once they're used, because you've cut into them, they are used. So just think about putting in a couple of extra packs if that's what you want. We've got quite a lot at the moment.
Yeah.
But how long we'll have them, I don't know. So the things you can do. So what you're doing is, what you're going to do is you're going to cut onto here, then you remove them from this sheet. So this sheet is then cleared off, but it helps you to align them. Basically, it's like an aligning tool. It really helps. Yeah. So this is our beautiful flowers. So let me get the names of these right. So this one is our Radiant Roses. Oh, it will tell me on the back, won't it? Now, I had to show you this card because this is our Trailing Florals. Now, I never thought of doing flowers in browns and sepias.
I wouldn't have.
Isn't that stunning? To me, of all the cards in the box, this one to me stood out because the colours were so unexpected.
Yeah.
It wasn't what I was expecting, but I just think it is a most beautiful card with the white and, you know, there. We were talking about the lovely bees and how you can mix it with your beautiful paper pads, which is what we've done here, to make a little gift bag.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, how gorgeous is that? Oh, and I do love the little lovebirds. Isn't that so pretty? And again, it's up to you how much you paper piece into there. And then I had to show you one with the peacock. So this is our Crafters TV exclusive peacock. And again on here, you'll see not every piece, as you were saying, Craig, has been paper piece. You really don't have to. Depends what you're putting behind. And this has just got some lovely minty vellum behind, which I think is so pretty. That paper is gorgeous. Does it tell me what it's from?
I can tell you, that was from
Nature's Garden Peacock
yeah.
paper pad.
Yeah.
Isn't that pretty? That is so gorgeous. So I've given you a little tease. I've got some more finished samples that I'm going to show you in a minute. We'll show you those in a minute. But I just want to get on and show you how these sheets work.
Yeah, please do.
So I'm going to be using this one, which is the Trailing Florals. So what we've done is we've given you the die in 2 pieces. So you've got the rectangle, and then you've got the paper piecing die. Now there is no outside cutting blade on this one, so this will cut into your card. So if you want a big chunky border, go for it. If you want a fine border, then you can do it with that way. Can you see? You can see have it like that. So I'm going to do my first one, and I'm going to pop my die on there, use my magnetic sheet, and then I can put that one on there. So the magnetic sheet is allowing me to line them up. So let's just put my mats on there. There we go.
I think the other way as well, when it comes to the adhesive sheets, the way to explain them as well, from what Debbie was telling me last night, because I only got my set yesterday, and the adhesive sheets are slightly thicker, so that the die doesn't actually cut all the way through.
I just have to say, so this one here, I've just cut out a black card. So this is black card without the adhesive sheet. So I've got my normal plate combination. And that has cut out absolutely, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous?
Isn't it beautiful?
So pretty. Now I've done black because to me, I think that looks lovely because it's almost like that stained glass.
It is,
I'm thinking it's like the
yeah.
lead for my stained glass. So then I'm going to take these and I'm going to just get rid of all those bits. Get rid of the bits out there. It's nice and clean because that's what I do need.
Okay,
right.
yeah.
And now I'm going to bring in my adhesive sheets. As I said to you, I've cut my adhesive sheet down.
Right.
And it's got a cover carrier on. So I'm going to peel my carrier off and peel it to there.
I know what crafters are going to be like.
That is what I'm saying. This is your mid-tack.
Yeah.
So then I'm going to get a piece of card, and I'm actually going to do it that way, and I'm going to pop that on the back. Now, I have cut my card just slightly bigger because I found it easier for when I need to release it.
Got you.
Just to give me that little lip. You don't have to, but I found that so much easier. And once we've done that, I'm then going to get my die.
Okay.
And I'm going to pop it on to here. Now, I've not used the outside cutting blade just because I don't have to. Let me just put a little piece of tape on. Just so that we can put that on there. Let's just put a piece of tape on the waist. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out my magnetic shim.
Okay.
Because I don't want it to go all the way through. So I'm just using my plastic shim and my cutting plate. Can you see, just like that? And then I'm going to pop that through. So we are one plate less. Now, if you use all of your plates, it'll just cut straight through the hold and release, and then it's almost defeated what you need it to do. So can you see? Now, if this was a normal die cut, I would say that hadn't cut properly. But I can actually feel. So it's cut through the sheet, but not. It's cut into the sheet, but not through the sheet. Oh, a couple of these. Now, this is the problem: is some of these Geminis are so good. I'm just trying to make sure that this.
And we're now asking you to do the opposite of what we're usually, and usually we say you look for that kind of like that pencil line, make sure that it's cut out. Now we're saying to you, we don't quite want that, you know, we just want that tip of the cardstock to be cut, but not through.
This Gemini has cut really, really well. So I'm going to cut it again in a different colour, and I'm going to change my plates.
Gotcha.
Because this Gemini, the pressure is so good. So let me this is actually cut more than what I wanted it to do. So you can see the bits have stayed in more or less on the sheet. Let me just show you, let me just take that out. What I'm going to do this time is, I'm going to do it again with the green cardstock. Take that off. Right. There we go. And then I can put this one over the top.
And you know what I know as well, Corrine? I know that the back in there that's got the Crafter's Companion branded, I know there's crafters going to be using that for backgrounds as well.
Always. Right, so what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to put the magnetic sheet on and the clear, just to see if I can get it to stay in.
Got ya.
That feels very light. Let's see if that's cut through. Let's see if that, oh no, that's not cut now. No, I'm going to have to go back. That isn't enough, the magnetic shim. Right,
Plastic shim, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it again. That wasn't quite enough. Let's just hope it doesn't cut as deep. So what it's doing is it's cutting through. So now you can see I've got 1, 2, 3, and this will be my 4th one.
Okie doke.
Oh yeah, that looks a lot better. So we can lift that through there. Oh, it keeps going through on this one.
It's the power of the Gemini, isn't it?
The hold and release sheets, if I just poke, are still holding things where I need them to be. So yeah, we just want to keep that. This is one time when you're saying, I don't want the pressure to be
isn't it? I know, isn't it?
as good as it actually is. But there we go. So we have got, let's just pop that one through there.
So ultimately, because we're paper piecing, we're colouring in with our cardstock, aren't we?
We certainly are. Let's just take that one out as well. So that one has, so what it's doing now, you see, is it's holding them on this release sheet like that. So when I come in, I have got my frame, and I've got a piece of card here. So it's just a piece of card, and I've done it to 4 1/4 by 8 1/4 inches, and I've just done a score line, I think, at 1 inches. So then I've got a piece of card, and I'm just going to pop some tape on the back of here. So I'm going to use my dotty tape. Now it is good to make sure you've got lots of adhesive on the back of here, just the same as you would paper piecing, because we just want that to hold just as you normally would. So we can pop that on just there.
I know I did see a comment last week when there was a couple of crafters at home knew that these were coming, and that they'd seen kind of like sneak peeks with Sarah when she brought them to America earlier on in the month, and they were saying, paper piece, what they thought at first, it would be bigger areas to paper piece. And there's some detailed areas, and the reason they've been designed like that is if you are paper piecing with certain colours, you're getting that shade aspect, you're getting that curvature, for instance, if you're using the peacock. So it's not necessarily that they're paper piecing on larger areas, it's cherry picking, so you're getting that, as I say, that shape, that blend, depending on the cardstock that you use, and whether you want to do it very simply or go to town and paper piece the lot, you can.
With these dies, you could just do it like this. What you could even do is you could come in with your pens and colour. That would be lovely, because you've almost like got the bumper bar, so it's like that embossed. Lots of different ways. And then what you want to do is you just get your cardstock. So let me make sure I've got this the right way up. There we go. So I've got it this right way up, and what it means is I can take this, and then I just literally, I'm going to lift them, can you see, just like this, but it's held everything where I want it to be. I'm not chasing bits out of my dies. So once I've released them, I'm then going to put glue in the bits where I want it to be. Don't glue the whole thing, because otherwise your glue will dry before you get there. And then just come in with your tweezers and lift them off the release sheet. So the sticky stayed there. We've not taken the release sheets.
It's just then, it's like a jigsaw, isn't it? Yeah,
turn it
round,
turn it round. I've done the wrong side. There we go. Right. I thought I'd set it up the right way. There we go. And I've done that one.
There's something, for me anyway, therapeutic about doing the paper piecing.
Oh, I loved doing it. So once you've done that, you pop them into there. There we go. So we can pop those just in there.
Got ya.
And we can come through like that. So what I'm then going to do, so everything's in the right place. Let's make sure I've got this one the right way round this time. No, it was that way. This is just me getting. So what you can then do is look how close you can bring your pieces. So just lift them up off the sheet. There we go.
Okay.
I'll tell you what I should do is, I mentioned this before, cut my paper bigger. So let's make life easier. Let's make life so much easier. Now, if you peel these really carefully, they will all come off in one piece.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to show you, if we get time at the end, what you can do with all of these pieces that you've cut off, because then you can use them again.
Do you know what it reminds me of? And actually, just before the show, I was speaking to Gwen about this, about the dies that she's got coming up. It's like your old-fashioned peel-offs. You know when you would peel the backing off first to make it easier to get to the outline shapes?
Just forgot to do that. There we go. Let's do that. And then there was a little piece just there. There we go. That's going to make life so much easier. There we are. So now I've come in with my paler colour, and I'm going to put my glue on, and I'm just going to come round here, just on these ones, just on those 8. And again, I'm only putting glue where I'm going to do this colour.
Got
so
ya.
we can come through just there, oops, chase it, there we go. It just makes for such an easy, now I've done that, look at that, now I've taken that makes life so much easier. But I'm not having to think. I haven't got a piece on my desk like this, here. Can you imagine if you've got 20 pieces going,
well, that's
now,
it.
Where does that one go? Because I've got this here and I've just lifted that from there, so I know it goes there. And then the same with here, I'm going to lift these 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and I know, because I've got it right next to my die, that they're going to go 1, just there, 2. How quick is this? No thinking about, have I got it in the right place? Have I got it the right way up? Am I turning it round? So long as you lay them next to each other, there we go, come on, lift, there we go, pick that one up, and pop them just like that, then they are going to paper piece up straight away.
Right.
So then I'm going to come in with my next colour. I'm going to go on there. So let's just, and again, remember I said I overlaid that just ever so slightly. So that meant, look how easy that one came off. Just shows different ones. Oops, that was the one where it started to come out a bit. So we can then lift from there. Hold that one down. There we go. Just from there. And then we can start to piece these ones in. So I want the centres, so if I've got the centres, I've got the right centres, so we can just put a little bit in here, a little bit of glue, and then lift those just there.
I love the idea of kind of like colour shading with the papers you use.
Oh yeah. I don't like to do it all with one, and I'm going to show you even more shading in a minute. I'm just going to concentrate on these 2 flowers. I won't do the whole thing, but can you see? I can take it so close to my sheet so that I haven't got to think, where do they go? How do I, paper piece them in? And then actually, all the sheets that I've got left, I can then do a different colour combination. So let's just do a couple of leaves. Make sure I've got the right one yet. Lift this one up. There we go. Peel that back. Hold that down. There we go.
So if you were to do this with the linen card that comes with the Hummingbird collection, that would look beautiful as well.
It would, wouldn't it?
Or as you showed earlier, like the brown tone, it just works, doesn't it?
I thought that was remarkable. Whoever thought to go brown for florals?
Because I wouldn't have thought to do it.
No, nor would I. So then I can come in with a couple of little bits of glue in just here. We can then just pop 1, that's the right one, yep, 1 in there.
So although we've got a tacky glue in the small applicator, if you have things such as your little glue pens, the little glue pens that the glue's blue and it stays tacky, you could use that, couldn't you? Yeah.
So keep working around like that, and can you see how everything is where you need it to be? So what I would then be doing is I would then come along, once I've done that, this is just personally how I do it. I get my pens in because I just love bringing my pens in.
Yeah.
So then for the reds, I'm going to come in with my, oops, didn't mean to do that. There we go, come on, take the lid off, there we go. Then we're going to come in and I'm going to add some highlights. Just here.
Right.
I just love mixing and matching, paper piecing and different ways to do them. So then you can come in and add in a couple more shades. Just there. Just like that. I'm only going to do a couple. So how about, you're now mixing, matching all your different things that you've learned on there. So we come across that one. Then I'm going to come in with my pale pink and I'm going to do a little bit on here. Ideally, I'd wait until all the glue was properly dry.
Right.
But we've just got to whiz through these, haven't we, just to show you. Put a little bit on there. Don't worry too much. And let's come round here. Like I say, I'm just going to do the one flower, this one little corner, just to show you how
it's detail, isn't it?
It is. It's lovely, isn't it? Now there is a how-to video on how to use these, so because I did that about a month ago.
Right.
So you can see on that if you forget. So we can pop that on there and a little bit of green on the green ones just to add in a little bit of shade. So you can see what's there. And then the final bit I would do, just to add in, because why not? We can go totally over the top. We can then overshadow shade across there with our sparkle pen. And this is going to look amazing. Just keeping it, if we can, inside. How about this? Just on those petals, just across here and across there. There we go. We've got it, so why not? But how does that look at that?
Isn't that nice?
So once you've done them all, I'm going to show you, and then I've stamped a sentiment. How can you see that sparkle? There, look at that. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? So let me just wipe up that little bit of sparkle pen. There we go.
Lot of love for this one, Corrine.
It's gorgeous,
absolutely
isn't it?
Beautiful.
So what I'm going to do is, you can see I've put some tape, some red liner tape on the back of here. We can take this off, and I'm just going to make a lovely bow-fronted card, because you can, because it's cut so well. So let's put that one in nice and tight, then we push that one to the end. Because
that's the thing, because although it's the paper piecing technique, you can still do all your concept cards.
Of course you can. So we've got that there. This is what I love. It means that you can then just bring in all of those things that we talk about and we do on on other collections and other techniques. So tentfold card, because I do love a tentfold card. We can then put that one on there. Then I've got some paper. So this is from our pick and mix. Really pretty. I just thought the colours went really, really well with what I was trying to do. I think I wanted that. Let's go that way. There we go.
And then what you can be doing, you're obviously using your pattern paper there, but then if you watch Gwen later on and throughout today and that, if you start to do your backgrounds with your inks and that, but then you could paper piece them as well, if you wanted to as well. Lots of creativeness that you can do with these ones.
Absolutely. Let's just go across there. There we go. Right, and then we can be putting this on the front. So you don't need to do a fancy card, because we've got a lot, you know what I mean, lot going off. Let me just press that down. There we go. And then the final little bit I'm going to do is just pop a little bow.
Beautiful.
On that corner. Can you see how simple it is? But all of that has been paper piece. It's so tactile. I'm going to turn that around and show you. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? But it was made so much simpler because all my bits were held in place with those release sheets.
And that's the thing. You've got these extra ones as well, and this is where that cherry picking comes into play as well. What about just doing it onto white card and do what you've done a moment ago, go in with your pens and colour. So instead of adding highlight, you're colouring them. They really keep it as simple as you want when it comes to the form of paper piecing, but then you can go to town on the elements of paper piecing. But then think, it's a create a card die, so just use it as a create a card die. You know what I'm away to say? Get your foil press out. It's a wafer thin die. Can you imagine these dies being foiled? You can do that as well. Do them with the embossing. There's so much that you can do. And the main concept of these ones is, of course, the paper piecing create a card die collection, where you're getting 5 die sets, and technically you're getting 10 dies because you get the outline die as well to create the card, and you're getting the hold and release paper sheets. This one here, today's price for everyone is $45.99 or $67.95. Does work out that everyone's saving 20% on that today's price. But if you are, of course, platinum, that's going to come down even more to £36.79 or $54.20. Remember, you no longer have to search the website for Shop the Show. We've done away with that. We've made it even easier, and it's Shop the Day. So everything from Wake Up Call, Launch Day, Cartload, that's including Gwen and Creative Expressions, it's all under Shop the Day to make it so easy for you. You can see along the bottom there all your websites, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.au as well. I'm going to have a look at the comments just shortly because there's lots coming in too. Right, let's have just a very quick look at what you're going to be getting within this full set here. This is your paper piecing collection here. So if you're going to go for the full set today, we can see within these ones here, you're going to get the trailing florals. Within that, isn't that beautiful there? The one that Corrine was just using a moment ago. But then you've also got your happy bees. So instantly thinking of your beautiful collections, or maybe just your yellows and your blacks would look lovely. Your radiant roses, You're also going to be getting your butterflies and blooms, and then an exclusive that you're only going to get on Crafters TV and across on our website is the pretty peacocks, plus your 10 sheets of your hold and release paper sheets here as well. A5 in size, and you're getting 10 of them. So that one is that full collection. If you go for them as that whole there, that's where your platinum of $36.79 or $54.20 comes into play. Right, we're going to have a very quick look, because quite a few of you, for instance, we have got, who's just put that there, and on YouTube it's saying, so happy, just ordered my Hummingbird collection. Excellent. We managed to get that full collection back in. It did sell out within launch day yesterday within Creative Cravens with myself and Debbie Robinson, but we've managed to pinch a few elements from elsewhere and bring the full collection down, all the way down to $79.99 or $99.48. Let's have a look what you're going to get. We're not going to spend too long within this full collection here. We do have back-to-back shows on our YouTube from yesterday that you can go back and re-watch. But we have got the most beautiful paper pads here. Now, the Hummingbird collection, when it comes to the product development team, the collection was designed by Jess, and the paper pads and the vellum were designed by Faye. Absolutely beautiful. What you've got within one sheet, because they're double-sided, you've got the beautiful design. If you look at this backdrop here, that is then followed through onto the opposite side. So if you want to do your fold backs, or maybe you want to do your little bits of paper piecing, you can do it, but it complements just beautifully. You're going to find your lilacs, your blues, your lime greens, your yellows. But I mean, look at that one there. Full of detail when it comes to this 12 by 12. Each of them are featuring your different hummingbirds. When it comes to, sorry? The collection? Okay. 11:37 here in the UK, and the full collection of the Hummingbird is gone again. They are available individually, so the paper pad is still in pads. So Georgina is a way to go and have more phone calls, but that is twice now that the Nature Garden Hummingbird collection has sold out. At the moment, we've still got them individually, so if you want to go for that, spend £50 or $50 and get 10% off, then you can absolutely do that. But between Creative Cravens and now within Wake Up Call, that small amount that we managed to get, you've sold it out and gone. But if you are want to have a look, here we go. We'll finish off within the 12 by 12 here. So we've gone through around about half of them here. If you do want to come along and just add some of them when it comes to your frames, if you want to, home decor, you absolutely can do. So we'll have a look just from overhead just in a moment. You're going to see it just coming up just in a second. We will do, we'll get there, we're going to go, we'll get there. There we go. So we've got that edge to edge here. So all the way through, lots of it, you've got that depth from way into the background, up to the foreground as well. Go in and do what Corrine was doing a moment ago, cherry pick sections with your pens or your clear overlays if you want to. So that is the 12 by 12. We do have the 6 by 6 where it's exactly the same edge to edge design, it's just been shrunk down. So if I was to bring back the 12 by 12, you're going to see how it is that full design, it's just been shrunk down. So that one there being the 6 by 6. What we've then got is the vellum. So we've now got 8 by 8 vellum. So we're going from 12 by 12 papers, 6 by 6 papers, and 8 by 8 vellums. These ones here are all backed onto some of our white cardstock to show you. But if I then come along with a piece of black card, just to show you how dramatic that looks onto your black card. Maybe you're wanting to layer them onto the back panels of some paper piecing, you can do. But isn't that beautiful? Very, very dramatic when it comes to these ones here. So that one being your 24 sheets of your vellum. My absolute favourite cardstock is linen cardstock, and I was beyond chuffed that we managed to get the full linen card collection within the Hummingbird collection here. A4 in size, so we've gone with the purples, we've gone from the bubblegum pinks, we've gone from the fuchsias, the mints, we've gone in with the teals and also the greens as well. So we've got that A4 size in 24 sheets within these ones here, $14.99 or $19.95. You are not going to be paying for all those zeros at the end. It is $14.99 or $19.95. So that one there being your linen cardstock. Then what we're going to go in, so that was all of your kind of, the words just totally gone out of my head. Consumables. That's your consumables. But then we're going to have a look at the stamp set. I tell you what, these ones now are better having a look kind of like up closer, upwards this way. See, here we go. So there we go. So we've got this one here. So what we'll do is save a little bit of time. We'll not go through the full looks. We do have them across on our YouTube that you can go back to and have a look, but we've got the stamp set as well. What I was saying yesterday, Corrine, about these ones, which is slightly different, is they're longer, they're elongated, it's more of a rectangle feel than maybe just your smaller circle or squares. So that is that one as well. But if you do want to see that full collection, you can go just across to our YouTube and watch back yesterday the shows with Debbie and myself. But that is elements from the Hummingbird collection. But what we will do, because we kind of want to feature the paper piece in within Wake Up Call. We've had a look once, so let's do it again. Corrine, what are you going to be showing us now?
I'm going to use the butterflies and blues. Ooh. And this time I'm going to do it with white cardstock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to my normal plate combination. Let's take this, and I'm not going to use the outside die. I'm going to pop that onto there. Let's put a piece of tape. And then, I'll show you why. I wanted a bigger border on this, so we can put that onto there. Now, can you see, if I'd used my, let me see if I can pick it up. If I'd used my outer die, that one, I would have got a much smaller border round. But I want a big border around the outside, so I'm doing it that way. Then I'm going to come in with our plates, and I'm going to pop that. So this is just my frame. This is my regular frame, so there's no hold and release sheet on there. Put that through. And I need to pick up, there it is.
And that's why I like to have that separate outline die with the Create a Card die, because then it's up to me if I want to have it the size that it's designed or if I want that bigger frame.
Exactly. So I can then pop this one out, because remember I put all of my, let's give that a tap, get all the bits coming out. Quickest way to get them out. There we go. So there we are. So this is pop those, and then all I need to do is just pop those ones out. There we go. You can see straight through there we go.
For the time being, we've got Taylor on the socials. He's sending lots of comments where I'm having a look as well. Angela's saying, so glad we're learning how the sheets work and how to troubleshoot them. That's what we're here for. It's good to see how they're used.
Exactly. Any questions? So can you see, just poking these out. So this is just my regular dies. So, you can be doing them in whatever colour you want. So we've done it in black, so it's a bit like a stained glass. And now I've cut them in white. Isn't that gorgeous? So pretty. So now I need to come in and do it on my sheet. So I've already put one sheet onto my hold and release, and I'll show you again how to do it in a minute with the pink while this is cutting through. And then we can pop that through and then go through here. Let's put that tape on again. Put that tape on it. Now remember, we're going to take out the magnetic shim because we don't want it to cut all the way through, because then it holds everything where we want it to go. So while that goes through, so I've got a pink piece of card. All I'm going to do is lift the corner of, oops, I should have caught that, sorry, that was my fault.
You've dropped a plate.
Oh, I did.
No one noticed.
No one noticed.
No one noticed. No one heard.
Now, look at that. You see, that time it's cut it absolutely perfectly and left everything in place. Just how I wanted it to. That other die, it must have been so good. Right, there we go. I'll peel that off. So all you need to do is get a corner, peel it up. Now this is quite, when you feel it, it's not overly sticky
Can I have a feel? Because I've not actually felt it.
Let me just peel that. The backing hold
Oh yeah, it's
sticky,
not,
but
is
it's
it?
not too sticky.
No, it's not.
Because you don't want it to pull your card off.
No.
If it's sort of just a tackiness. I'll cut that a bit shorter, so we can then put that onto there. So I'm going to do the same with the pink. Put this through on here. And then we can pop that one through again,
Okay.
and then I'll catch it this time, or bring it further onto my table would be.
You will be able to do this with the other die cutting machines. Of course, you will have to have a play with the sandwich combination because we do it with the Gemini, but you will be able to do this.
But look at this. So once I peel this back here, I'm trying to do this one nice and carefully to show you how you can actually peel this off. And if you go carefully, there we go.
It's just nice how it holds it, isn't it?
Yeah, it holds it, but I'm just taking this off here. Oh, that one, I've taken a little bit more off just there.
The team are working on those hummingbirds, they absolutely are, so no guarantees, absolutely no guarantees. We managed to do it once, can we do it again for a third time? But we'll keep you posted throughout today, that's for sure. Okay,
Right. I'll capture those ones in a minute, but there we go. So what I wanted here was the butterfly. Oh, I've lost a couple of little pieces of my butterfly. I didn't notice that. This is just cut straight through there. So let's just pop that one through there. There we go. Put it back on my sheet. There we go. So that's for my butterflies. And then I've got my pink for my flowers. So we can take this one off. And again, you can see it's not gone all the way through. Look at that, held it perfectly. So this time I want I'm going to do the two corners of my pink flowers. So they're the ones I'm just going to hold it carefully.
Okay.
And I'm going to show you what you can do with all of these. So see this one that I peeled off?
Yeah.
We can still be using those. Don't think, oh, I'm wasting loads of card, because we're not. So then peel that off just there. So I'm not going to use the pink on the butterflies on this one, but on the next card I could have pink butterflies. Do you see where I'm coming from? So you can just keep using them really, really carefully.
And then what you could do, although I was saying many crafters would use that excess backing sheet elsewhere in their crafting, you could just lay that top sheet over. Like for instance, if you're not going to use the pink at the moment, so the surrounding area doesn't get, dusty and stuff like that, just lay that backing sheet over the top.
Yeah. You don't even need to peel this bit off if you don't want. I just find it easier for lifting up the pieces, if that makes sense. We can take that. Right, okay, so we've got our bits. Oh, it just took one more piece away that I needed. So I'll go on this one. Right, so what we want to do is, I have got my pink, my white, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit of masking tape.
Okay.
And we're going to put a little bit of masking tape on, and I'm just going to come. This is almost a washi tape. It's so low tack.
Yeah.
So I'm just masking off just there.
Okay.
There we go. See how far we get with this. And then we can pop this onto here, and then on.
I'm intrigued now.
Right, so once I've done that, I've got 4 different coloured inks, because I've got 4 different colours of paper. So what I'm going to do with my purple, and I just wanted to scrap a card, so all I'm going to do now is I'm going to come in with my butterfly, and I'm going to come round here with my purple. So I'm using different inks. I just found inks that worked for the colour.
Right.
And then I'm going to come in with my ink, and I'm just going to colour this up here. There we go.
Now, if you thought all you could do was paper piecing, look at this.
So there we go with that one, and then I'm going to come in with the purple round here. There we go, just to there. We can put purple on here.
I know I'm kind of teasing here, but those colours you've picked, they would have worked well with the Hummingbird collection.
Oh, they would, wouldn't they? They really would. So then we can...
Sorry, I've just been told off by Nicola. Stop bringing it up. We're trying.
There we go. There we go. Keep coming through
Well, I'm
on
not
here.
trying, the team are.
Just add in the colours. As many colours used. That was going to be a different colour. Right, let's put that one in here. Let's come in with the pink just down here. You can just so keep coming through just like that. And then I'll just show you when, let me just put a little piece of purple just there. I've missed a little bit. There we go. That would annoy me. Right, so put that on here.
Right.
All over. So if I take my tape off, can you see how I've still got that perfect frame?
You do, don't you?
Absolutely perfect frame. But when we put them, bring it all in, there you go.
Wow.
Doesn't that look pretty? So, so pretty. So let's take this out of the way and bring in my tape pen, and I'm going to put my tape on the back. There we go. There we are. Keep that coming through there. Just add on. There we go.
So we've gone from, of course, yes, doing the paper piecing,
There we go.
but then colouring the actual outlines as well.
Yep, so we can take that. I've got a piece of acetate just there, and then I can pop it. Oh, I've mucked my finger mark on there. I can get that off in a minute. Right, so once we've got that on there, then I'm going to bring back in my sheet, and we're going to do exactly the same what we could before. So I can put, because I put my glue on there,
Yeah.
we can do just adding in a few little bits, but just remember, only put in as much glue as you think you can do. Now the great thing is, again, all I need to do is I'll come straight back up to where I wanted to be, and can you see I can literally go, oh, I put glue on here, pick this one up,
Okay.
and can you see I can come straight in with these. There's no thinking about which piece it goes, because it's held them straight. You're literally going from one to the other, and you can bring it really close. How many times have you paper piece, and by the time you've got them out your die, you've lost half the pieces? Because they fly off,
Well,
don't they?
I do paper piecing a lot, and yeah, that does happen to me.
The pieces fly off, don't they? If you tap them out or you sneeze or you just breathe on them, they just disappear. So it's not adding adhesive to the back of your pieces, but what it's doing is it's giving you the control, and that's what I love. I want to be in control. I want to be able to do it my way, at my time. I could cut, so with the one we did before, I'd actually cut those paper piecing pieces out. I think I did them Monday.
Right.
And every piece was still
held.
there. Every piece was where I wanted it to be. I hadn't lost a single piece. But look at this, how pretty is this? So just by putting in, where am I there?
And even just like many of the comments, and I'm exactly the same, it's so good the way that you explained those sheets, because even yesterday when I was looking at them, instantly my mind was thinking these are adhesive sheets for you to pop in, but it's not. It's about the hold of the die cut pieces.
Yes, exactly. So I'm going to run out of time, and you want to see Gwen, but you come from like that. Can you see how I've just been able to bring my sheet in, then I would bring in my pink to be able to put my pink ones on, and my yellows, until I get to that.
Wow.
Now, doesn't that look pretty?
I love that.
That is so, so pretty. So we're going to make a box. I might only have time to make the lid, but I can finish it off later and always bring it back. So what I've got here is I've got a box. I even put L for my lid. I'm going to go whiz through this really quickly. And it had to be vintage butterfly paper with the butterflies, didn't it?
Got to be.
Had to be. But, this new collection, the Hummingbird would look.
That's it.
Those papers would work with this, wouldn't they?
They would.
They really, really would. But I do love the vintage butterflies. So then we can pop this onto here. I can always make up the box later, but you can see where we're going. So we've got our box sides on. Then I've got the middle of my box.
Okay.
You see, I put L for lid because it's going to be covered up. So I knew this was the lid rather than the base.
I'm so bad for prepping my boxes, and I don't do that because I think I'll remember. And then it comes to the show, and I'm like,
I think it was you I saw do it.
Yeah, I've started to do it lately.
And it just makes life so much easier, doesn't it?
So
Especially if you put it on a bit that's going to be covered. There we go.
But then if you were to do this, yes, with the Hummingbird collection, or Beautiful collection, or the Farmyard collection, all of these are going to tie in because you've got different scenes, so to say, when it comes to the paper piecing, that you can absolutely do that, bringing in lots of other collections that you've got. It could be hunky-dory collections that you've had as well. All of these you can start to mix and match.
Right, so I've just put some little shakery bits in the middle. I just literally went round my craft room and just filled up a little bag with a little bit of very ultra-fine glitter, some sort of snow type gilding flakes and some sequins because I could, and that is then going to go on there.
Can I just say Bell Countryside? No one has an idea what I'm saying. Nicola and Georgina were trying to think of a collection. Was it that you could be doing what Corrine's doing now? And they were on about a little like old cottage, and they've been going through every collection. And I'm listening to them, trying to work out what collection they're trying to think of. And I'm
thinking,
you're just
going to sit there for a while.
I was. It was Bell Countryside. Yeah, it has the horse in it as well.
There we go. So just put a couple of diamantes. Now I'm going to turn that into a box lid, and I will do that so that when we do the show later, but how gorgeous is that going to be? Doesn't that look beautiful? I will finish that off into a box lid and my base, which is here, and we'll show that later.
Fab, absolutely brilliant. Rightio, so Corrine's going to be back again at 2 o'clock, but on this side with Sarah. Sarah's going to be here showing you the launch day collection there of the paper piece, and then I'm going to be back again, cartload on this side with Corrine, where she's going to be doing the demonstration and going over those cartload goodies. Anyway, this one here, the paper piece and create a card die collection, where you're going to be getting your 5 die sets and those fantastic hold and release paper sheets as well, where they're A5 in size and you're getting 10 in a pack. Definitely worthwhile checking those extra ones out when it comes to your basket. $45.99, $67.75. If you are platinum, or it's going to be your first order after joining Club Inspire, your price is going to come down to $36.79, $54.20. And you're like, Craig, you bang on about that Club Inspire. What's so good about it? What is it? Here's the boss to tell you all about it.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours.
I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing.
Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on catch up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day. Quick Buy. All your crafting must-haves in a flash.
Make your die cutting tools last as long as your love for crafting With the Gemini Accessories clear cutting plates, your metal dies are put under lots of pressure with each pass through your Gemini die cutting machine. So to make sure they cut crisp, clean, delicate designs for years to come, you need to look after your dies, and that's where the Gemini Accessories clear cutting plates come in.
Quick buy. Get yours now.
There we go. Always check out those quick buys. Well, here we go. For, the first full hour of the day on Crafters TV, we've got Gwen from Creative Expressions. Hi, Gwen. How
Hi,
you doing?
Craig. I'm really well, thanks.
Oh, this is so exciting because
Isn't it?
just like Jamie, I followed your work and that for quite a wee while.
Oh, thank you.
We've seen each other and chatted to each other in the green room elsewhere.
We have.
And then now we've actually just found out, just realised, both of us here in the UK are on Hobby Maker on Monday, aren't we?
Yeah.
So we're going to see each other again as well. So
lovely.
that's going to be lovely.
Yes.
But you're here with, of course, Creative Expressions.
Yeah.
But about you as a crafter, have you always been crafty?
Very crafty.
Have you? Very well, yeah. And that's
Yeah,
all.
I have. I've always crafted from being very little. I had a mum who was a domestic science teacher.
Oh, wow.
So from a very young age we were taught to knit and sew and cook and all of those practical things, and that gave me a love for making and doing.
Okay.
And I was always into something or other, making cardboard boxes into dolls' houses and all sorts of stuff. As I got older I developed that, and in my teens I got into decorative egg craft.
Right.
And from that I discovered rubber stamping. And then rubber stamping took over my world. And then the papercraft came in and everything else that goes alongside that. And now I run my own business.
You do,
I have
don't
a
you?
shop that's a papercraft shop. And now I'm demonstrating on telly. So it's amazing where that's led. And I'm loving it. Just love it.
So how did it come from, craft for yourself, obviously got your, where is your shop?
It's in Saddleworth in the northwest of England.
So how did you go from there to then, joining Creative Expressions?
Well, as a retailer, obviously, I'd got my supplies from Creative Expressions almost from the very beginning. I opened my shop in 2003 and I became a customer of theirs quite soon after that. And then it came to the point where TV developed and they asked me if I'd like to join their demonstrator team, and I jumped at the chance.
Of course, absolutely, yeah. And then you get to bring in not only some incredible products that we've been seeing, as of late on Crafters TV from Creative Expressions, but then we get to get your take as well. We were talking before because you like to get inky.
I do.
You like the inks.
I'm definitely from a stampy inky background. But obviously, things have developed over the years and the dyes have come along, and I've seen so many different changes. And it's nice to be able to incorporate all of those things. And what I love with Creative Expressions is we've got our in-house brand of Cosmic Shimmer. So they give us all the beautiful mediums and glitters and sparkly stuff. And it's just fab. You're going to love
beautiful. It. Yeah, it's beautiful. And even as us at, Crafters Companion, when we do shows, and that's always nice that we can then start to use them in that as well, and have our take on that. But the best thing is always, like seeing yourself being able to show us exactly what you can be doing with them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you your space so you can do all your fantastic work. I'm going to head across there, but what we do have is these fab kind of like outline dies. We were having a chat before as well, but lots of different things you can do with these ones coming up.
Yeah, well, they're called one-liners, and the premise behind them is that they're like a doodle, an endless doodle. So they start at one point and they finish at another, and in between they make these amazing designs. They're very clever.
Really, really clever,
Quite
aren't they?
modern, quite elegant. You can do very simple, clean cards if that's your style, but obviously you can take them to whatever level and style you like. You can do vintage with them, you can do extravagant with them. So hopefully I'll be able to show you all of those different styles as we go along.
Absolutely, yeah. So we're going to have a look at them, but if you want to get your first glance right now, this one is your 6-piece one-liner die collection, as Gwen was just explaining a moment ago. So within these ones here, this is where you've got your collection with 23 dies. Now, your today's price being £60.99 or $103.49. Everyone is going to be saving that 10%. But even when Gwen's here and Jamie's here and Creative Expressions are here and other friends are here, you still get your Club Inspire on top of that as well. So if you are Platinum, that comes down to $48.79, or for you guys stateside, $82.79. Or If you do join Club Inspire, that we just went over with that video a moment ago, and this is your very first order, even though it's Creative Expressions, you still get your 20% off that first order, which gives you the platinum price. crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.au, that's where you need to go. This one here that we're focusing on just now is a 6-piece one-liner die collection where you're getting 23 in total. Now, let's have a look. Gwen very kindly got these sorted out for me so that we can show you what you're going to be getting. And this is where that doodle aspect comes when it comes to the main design itself. This one here being, you know, the champagne glasses, celebration glasses, you know, it could just be cheers if you wanted it to. And then starting off at one area, and you find that the actual main image itself, it is one line. Think back to what Corrine was doing when it comes to paper piecing, but then your inky backgrounds that Gwen will be showing you throughout the day into your pattern papers. But then these allow you to do these sort of things as well. Because it's a die cut piece, you know, if you do want to use it to colour in, it gives you that sort of faux heat embossed line, but then really go to town with the colours. Go to town with maybe your Creative Expressions embossing folders that you might have, cherry pick sections, but you've even got the additional embellishment dies as well. What we've then got, let's have a look at this one here. So you've got the balloons. Same idea with all of these ones. The main design, we've got that full swirl that goes all the way through. So these are going to be good for your really small Diddy cards, maybe your slimline cards, DL cards. You can be doing that. Look at this one. You want to see some inking, you're going to see some throughout the day with Gwen. Then let's have another quick look at these ones here with the roses. This one I absolutely love. All due respect, whoever had made this one, but very simple with the inky background and going over the top. Doing that, actually this one here, that top layer, that's kind of, initially kind of Gwen, that's like the waist, isn't it? But it's been popped in to the back.
Yes, that's like the outline. So as I explained to you earlier, you can use the outline to then refill with your die cut and paper piece with the pieces that fall out of your die. So none of it is wasted. And actually, once you start doing that, you realise that you get 2 or 3 out of one process that you can then repiece with other colours.
There really is loads, isn't there?
A long way.
Absolutely loads. And these are, you know, some of the ideas as to what you're going to be getting. Remember, everything I'm showing you die-wise, you're getting within that complete collection. We do say 6-piece, but within each collection, you're getting little embellishment dies, accessory dies as well. You know, we've got like a bow there. It could, of course, be maybe the butterfly, but you've got that one. We've then got the love hearts here. This, another beautiful, same idea, like all of them, start at one point, you've got that full design that follow all the way through. Look at that, onto black card there, with a little bit of glitter card. Really, really versatile in what you can be doing with them. And they really are also one of those that, for me, looking at them before, and then looking through all these samples, different things that you could do with them, the different styles that you could do. Something as simple as maybe a little stopper for a stepper. But if you want to go large, then you can do. But if you want to go really quite small, you can do. Lots of versatility. Who doesn't love a butterfly? And I can absolutely say I have never seen butterflies that look like these ones, that elegance, that swirl. Beautiful within these ones. And then I'm going to show this one here, Gwen. Look, is that like craft metal on that one?
Yes, so it's a copper metal, and then what I've done is I've painted it with black acrylic and rubbed it back to get, and the one-liner die is doubled up underneath.
Right.
And then I've run it through the embossing machine with a rubber mat, and then done the black acrylic technique over the top. So that's a bit more grungy. If you like the mixed media and your grungy style, you can do that as well.
And that's it. It shows that difference. Clean, simple, fresh, or if you want to go that grungy look, or if you do have any other Creative Expressions dies, maybe Sue Wilson's dies, you know, other branded dies, you can then start to use them within the middle as well, if you so wish. So that one there, that one being your 6-piece one-liner die collection. So in total, you're getting 23 elements. But do you know what But we do have lots of other things as well, some really fab sentiments that we'll have a look. You can, of course, check them out on Shop the Day across on our website. But until we'll have a look at them just shortly, Gwen, it's over to you. What we're going to do?
All right, so I'd like to start with the elegant bow.
Absolutely.
And first of all, I want to show you just how beautifully these dies cut, because obviously we need to know that they work. So I'm going to be popping this through with some white pearlescent card just to start with. Hang on, let me get the plates right.
Okay.
And then what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to be using some of the fantastic pearlescent Yupo.
Right.
And some alcohol inks. So let's just have that cut through. I'm also going to cut it a second time in vellum and then show you how you can incorporate the piecing. So I found these dies just cut so well.
Yeah.
Clean lines, the pieces just fall out beautifully. The outline you will find is left within the die. So if you have a look, you can see that the outline is still in the die there.
Right.
So it holds it in place, and you do of course have little holes to allow you to release that. So you just need to do that. It comes out very easily.
Very delicate, aren't they?
Very delicate, yes. And you need to sort of resist the temptation to yank it out of the die, because obviously you could bend it a little bit. So let me just pop that onto the brown, my craft mat. It's very messy, my craft mat, but well loved and
I actually thought it was like a designer craft mat, but
yes,
well
I did it on purpose.
Yes, you
of course
did.
I did. Yeah, so that you can see how beautiful that is. And just in its simplest form, mat that onto a background, and you're away with a lovely card, and that could be for a birthday, a celebration, however you want to apply it. So that's our initial outline, and then I just want to cut it again in the vellum. So let's do that.
So even although, you know, they're dainty, they're delicate, it's a one-liner, it's still, yes, your cardstock, but you can still be doing your vellums, you know, all your different materials, such as these ones.
Yes, so they are quite deep, our dies as well, so they will cut from thicker material. I mean, not like a deep metal die, but, you know, if you've got slightly stronger cardstock, you'll find they will cope really well with that as well.
That's good to know, yeah.
You'll see later on I use some of the Yupo sparkle card, which we're bringing you today, which is gorgeous. I'm in love with it. And it will cut, they will cut through that. And that's a slightly thicker material, so it's always good to know. Oh no, my bow, it slipped.
Oh no.
Let me just do it again. Sorry about that, folks.
No bother. What I'm going to say as well is whatever you see Gwen using, you're going to see Nicola's just popping the details along the bottom. I don't want to keep interrupting Gwen and what she's doing in her demonstration, so we will go over it all after Gwen's done her demonstration, but if you want to get a hold of what Gwen's using at the time, you're going to see that info just popping up at the bottom of your screen.
Let's see if I can do this properly.
And, you know, I know we use the Gemini when we're here, but still normal.
It's the first time I've ever used one. It's lovely. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, but still it'll go through your other die cutting machines as well.
Of course, and all of the dies that we've brought you today will go through a small machine.
Perfect.
So if you've only got access to your A5 machine, don't panic, you can use that as well, absolutely. So what happens now with this one, we will get the outline of the bow in the vellum, but obviously also you get the infill pieces. And what I wanted to do was show you that. So we could either pop in the vellum pieces and paper piece. If you find the right bits, just pop them back in like that. Or we could have stuck it onto a piece of vellum, which is what I've actually done, and then cut it out. Because obviously the vellum is very, very delicate. So what I did, rather than cut the vellum, I put my outline onto the vellum and then cut round it.
Got you.
So that's another way.
Yeah.
That way, I didn't have to paper piece the tiny bits.
I see what you mean, yeah.
Because they were there. And
they're
quite easy shapes to cut round because they are clean lines. Although they look very wiggly and intricate, they're actually quite simple outlines to cut. So that's just two techniques already that we can show you there with that.
Yeah.
So now I want to move on to my favourite bit, which is the inky stuff. And I'm going to be using some alcohol inks, and I'm going to be using the silver pearl Yupo cardstock. Right. So this is not just a pearlescent silver card, although it's beautiful, but the surface is treated so that it will accept alcohol ink. And that's really important. You can use alcohol ink on other cardstocks, but you might find sometimes it lifts the surface.
Yeah.
So for instance, like photographic paper, they're not ideal for that. So I'm going to be using, we brought you 6 colours, and I'm going to be using latte and I think it's sunflower. I'll put my glasses on, that would help, wouldn't it? Sunshine, sorry, sunshine. And we've also brought you the applicators with the felts. You get the applicators, and then you can get some replacement felts as well.
Yeah.
And the other thing you're going to need, of course, is your blending solution. This is what makes your alcohol inks fluid and allows them to be moved around. So the best way to apply alcohol inks is carefully.
Okay.
Because if you were to just pick the bottle up and tip it, it would fly and you'd end up wearing it.
Right,
So I
okay.
suggest you put your applicator to the nozzle of the bottle and then tip. That way you're not going to get any random splash happening. So just a few drops of the yellow and then the latte into the felt applicator. You can see I've already used this one.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you've used your felt applicators, you don't have to dispose of them. You can reuse them.
Okay,
But just remember which colours you use them with.
Right, and you know, we will go over what you're using just shortly, but because you get so many of the refill felts, don't you? You can absolutely do that with them.
Yes, and I tend to keep one for certain colour families. So I've cut my piece of card down to size, and I've just put some blending solution on my felt applicator, and all I'm going to do is pounce. When you initially put this down, it will, I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of flowing and moving.
Yeah.
And it will do that until it begins to tack. When it begins to tack, you can go back and pounce and get smaller patterns creating. As it dries, it gets stickier, and so it will hold the patterns a little bit better that you put in there. So if you want a lovely fluid, almost solid background, then don't go back over it too many times.
No.
But if you want to create some more texture, just allow it to dry a little bit, or sort of waft it a little bit, and then go back in, and you'll find it starts to hold the pattern better. Can you see those little bottle marks now are beginning to stay in place? So it's just a matter of a little bit of patience, which we're not good at as crafters, are we?
No, definitely not. No.
But you know, just keep going until you get to a position that you're happy with and you like the pattern. And you can keep going, and you can get very, very small patterns with that as well. So that's lovely to know. So we'll just pop that to one side, and always pop your lids back on your bottles, because again, if they get knocked over, being alcohol, of course, they are permanent inks. So just bear that in mind as well. And then what I also want to do is cut myself 2 of the thank yous. So within this collection, we've brought you some sentiment dies.
We have.
And they are also one-liners. So clever.
They really
that
are.
wiggly line that's like a doodle. It's like when you sit, well, when we used to sit on the telephone.
And doodle.
And doodle. They're a bit like that.
They are actually, aren't they? Yeah, they really are. But then they complement the dies that you've brought as well today, don't they?
And just those on their own, they're a lovely font. And they're very good everyday greetings that we've brought you as well. So you've got your thank you and your best wishes, and of course your happy birthday. Oh, look, it keeps slipping. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put that onto the magnetic plate.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do it the other way.
We do have little bits of low-tack tape at the side if you needed it.
I have got some, actually.
You've got some as well?
Yeah. Let's try that. I can see what's happening. I'll cut it upwards this time.
Okay, yeah.
That's all right. You can turn it round, can't
Well,
you?
that's it. Yeah, and actually, you know, usually what you would find anyway when it comes to your die cutting. Oh, let's give it a little.
There we are.
There you go. Yeah, because that's kind of traditionally the right way you would do die cutting, isn't it? Years ago, by having the die on the magnetic shim to hold it.
Yes, I would usually cut facing up. Yeah.
We tend to just do it the other way so we can see where we're
There
cutting.
we are. So we've got that, and I've cut that once in white and once in a kind of pearlescent gold cardstock. That's so that I can do a drop shadow. If you don't know what I mean by that, I will show you when we get to that stage.
Music to my ears when I hear drop shadow.
Really?
I love doing that as well, Gwen.
All right, so I've got my bits and pieces ready now. So I'm just going to get rid of that messy paper and find a clean sheet.
Okey-doke.
helps you to see what I'm doing, doesn't it? So again, I've got that beautiful gold. This is from our foundations cardstock, which as we come and do more for you, we'll be able to bring you some cardstock, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm going to
good.
apply my silver. Remember, this is the Yupo silver cardstock as well. So it is a special surface. We've brought you that, and we've also brought you the sparkle as well as the traditional Yupo. So we've got lots of lovely range of goodies today.
Really do, but we're going to have a look at all these after you finish this demonstration.
So let's pop our mats together. I just like to use the Cosmic Shimmer glue, but of course if you've got tape runners you can use those as well. And then I'm going to bring in my vellum butterfly. Now this one I cut with a silver outline just to sort of tie in with the background, but on my original sample I used white.
Yeah.
So again, the choice is yours, obviously. They do look different, cut from different materials.
That's the thing, you're going to get a different look, aren't you, depending on the material you've used.
Definitely. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of our Cosmic Shimmer Dries Clear glue, and I always decamp mine into a small nozzle bottle so it's easier to control, especially for things like this where I've got such a fine line to apply the glue to. You want to try not to get glue on the back of your vellum if you can help it, because you will see it. So it's best to just avoid that if you can. But you don't need a lot, this glue's super strong. So just run it around the edge.
Always remember as well, maybe you didn't know, that although that we say with the products that are on Crafters TV throughout the day, you'll find on Shop the Day, you know, Creative Expressions as well. Other brands have their own section across on our website, so you will find other items as well that we're maybe not necessarily focusing on the day. So check them out while you're on the website too.
And then I'm going to apply the glue also to the sentiment. Now when I'm doing these sentiments, I tend to just dot the glue. I don't do a full piped line. It's not necessary. So I'm going to pop my gold one down first, just at the bottom here. And you see what I mean about the bow? It can be for any occasion. This is just a thank you. It could be obviously a birthday, a celebration, just a hello. So versatile. And then with the white, what I'm going to do now, again, just apply a few spots of the glue.
So you put the darker layer down first onto your card, and then you come with the lighter one on top?
Yes, on this occasion. I don't always do that. It depends what effect you want to achieve, doesn't it? But the thing is to try out what you want to do and then decide. And when I want to do a drop shadow, what I tend to do is start with one directly on top of the other and then move it very slightly. Because otherwise it's quite difficult to get the spacing the same.
Can be,
because these dies do wiggle and they do move. So it's nice to start from a static point, if you like, and then move it along.
What a beautiful card.
There we go. And then just to finish off, I've also brought you these little crystals, pearls and sequins, which are from the Paper Boutique range, which is also available through Creative Expressions. So I've brought you some crystals, some pearls and some sequins.
Okay.
And on this crystal pack, I love these. They've got these sort of milky, creamy crystals. They're really, really pretty. They are self-adhesive, so all you need to do, I like to use my tweezers, and I'm just going to pop 3 of these along the top. Or you could do that random scattering if you like that style. I like that as well. On this occasion, I decided to do more formal. And then I've got a 10-fold card, and this one is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so it's your American A2. And I'm just going to then apply all of my panels onto that.
It's nice, you know, you could do what you've done there, instead of doing the ink, and yes, of course, you could do like pattern paper or something like that, but it's nice just to have that extra creative touch, isn't it, by being able to say that you've created that designer background with your inks.
Well, that's right, it makes it a little more unique, doesn't it?
It does.
That's just not quite stuck, but there we are. A very simple idea, but very elegant, and we'll develop those ideas as we go along through the day.
Yeah. Oh, that is absolutely beautiful, Gwen. Thank you so much for that one. A lot of love for you. Many which, and we do say this, sometimes we get new viewers here because they've come along, they're watching because of yourself. That's happened as well today. We've got My Fibro Disney Journey. It's saying, nice to see you, Gwen. I used to shop in your store in Greenfield. We've got Miriam saying, good morning, y'all, from South Carolina, having my morning coffee. Lynn Harvey saying, hi, Gwen. It's good to see you on CTV. Looking forward to seeing your demos. Hi, Gwen. Never seen you before, but stamping and inking, you've got my attention. There you go.
How lovely. Thank you all. That's really kind. Thank you so much.
Fidget23 is saying the butterflies are beautiful. Angela is saying, I like these dies. Carletta is saying, good morning, everyone. And Angela is saying, I love Gwen's hair. I think I should cut my hair like hers.
Well, go for it. Why not? Try something new.
Yeah, see, we just don't do crafting here on Crafters TV. Rightio, let's have a look at the actual, we're going to look at the collections in an individual form because many have also been cherry picking as well. This one being the one-liner champagne flute, 7 dies in total, $11.99 or $20. Platinum is $9.59 or $16. You've got your balloons, also the one-liner, $11.99 or $20. Then we've also got the roses as well, $11.99, $20. You've got the hearts, $9.99 or $17.50, and the butterflies as well, $11.99 or $20. And then last but by no means least, we've got the beautiful bow that Gwen was just using there. That one, $9.99 is $17.50. But if you do want to go for the full lot, get actually 10% off, you can get your hands on these ones here, £60.99 or $103.49. That gives you the 10% off, but platinum of course comes down to $48.79 or $82.79 as well. Now, if you're a crafter and of course you've not heard of Ranger or Tim Holtz, I'll be like, what? The actual legend when it comes to the craft industry. Let's have a look at some of the elements Gwen was just using a moment ago. Now this one here, this is the Ranger Tim Holtz alcohol ink cardstock. It's 5x7 and it's the brushed silver. You're going to be getting your 10 sheets within this one here. And that's actually the one that Gwen was just using in our last demonstration. $10.49 or $15.21. Platinum comes down to $8.39 or $12.17. So really, really cardstock to do any of the inking if you want to start to follow along with a lot of the techniques that Gwen was doing and will continue to do today. We've then also got our silver sparkle, also 5x7, also 10 sheets, $10.49 and $15.21. Bit of a kind of like a shedless glitter look effect within this pack here, but you've got the 10 sheets too. And then maybe you just want to go down the line of your good old traditional Yupo paper here. This is the sort of medium that you want to use with your inks, alcohol inks. Many do try and do it onto your photo papers, inexpensive photo papers. It just doesn't work the same. This Yupo paper has been designed perfectly to use with your alcohol inks. This one being the cardstock white, 10 by 8 inches, where you're going to be getting your 5 sheets. £14.99 or $15.21 for that one there. Remember, all of these do have your Club Inspired discount on top of them as well, so you'll see your discount at the bottom of your screen. Now we're going to have a look at our alcohol inks. These ones are all individual when it comes to the colour choices that you want to go for. So lovely, beautiful, bright tones here. We've got some of the deeper ones as well. But within these ones here, what we've got, so if we start in with this one here, our alcohol inks. So we've got our Ranger Tim Holtz alcohol inks. So we're going to go this one here, the Cool Perry, is it that one here? So we've got that one. So let's go, I just want to double check. Yes, within that one here. £4.50 or $6.50. So these are all individual when it comes to these ones here. So we've got into our next one here. So we're going to our Limeade. Then the other option you might want to go for is the Aqua. Your other option that you may want to go for is the Sunshine Yellow. The next one you might want to go for within this one is the Valencia. And then last but by no means least, we've got our Latte within this one here. So all of these individual for £1.50 or $6.50 across Central Europe. You just need to head across to your website. But everything that you're going to see within Wake Up Call and Gwen, and also throughout the day on Crafters TV, if you head across to our website, it's crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.au, and just have a look at the top there for Shop the Day. Every single thing from Wake Up Call, Launch Day, Cart Load, as well as everything that Gwen's bringing from Creative Expressions is across on our website there under Shop the Day. Right, have a look at everything else that is there. But Gwen, what are we able to do next?
I'm going to have a look at the heart one line
right.
at a time, and we're going to be using the colourful crystal tints and some of our beautiful silk polished glitter.
Okay,
so I'm going to show you a technique called coating crystal, and this is something that you've probably seen Sue Wilson do. She does this a lot. It's actually something I discovered about 20 years ago, but it's gone through various reincarnations since then, so it's a lovely technique, and these products work perfectly for it. So I've cut the heart from a panel of our coconut white cardstock, and I've just cut the die out of the centre. So I've done that already.
Right.
You don't need to watch me cut that again. So what you're left with is the aperture where the heart was, and also your outline from your die cut. And on this occasion, we are going to pop the outline back. Even if you're using the same colour that you've cut and you put it back in, you will see the design, obviously, because of the cut lines. So that's a very elegant way of using these dies. You just put the outline back in where it came from. That's really lovely to do as well. So we'll just pop those to one side. The other thing I need is some acetate and some tissue paper. Now, we just need to screw the tissue up. I'm using white tissue paper, but I've done this technique with coloured tissue paper, and that gives a really lovely effect as well.
Right, okay.
It gives it slightly more of a solid look, but it's all good. So do experiment, feel free to play. That's what crafting should be about.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, just play, have fun.
So the colourful crystal tints, these are from our Cosmic Shimmer collection, are a varnish. They are water-based, but when they dry like a varnish, so they're permanent, but while they're wet you can manipulate them with water, which is really clever, and they dry with a high gloss finish. So I'm using here blue aquamarine, pink topaz and pure amethyst, and what I'm going to do is just squeeze these across my acetate randomly. Don't think it through too much.
No, just go there. Just
go
commit.
for it and load it with lots of beautiful colour. Do you know what? I might add in just a hint of the orange garnet as well. Why not? So let's put a little bit of orange through there. And then what you have to be careful about with any product where you're mixing is not to over mix, because you will end up with a brown, usually, which is not always good.
No, no.
So I'm going to use my finger, and I'm just going to stipple this about so that I don't mix it too much. Try and keep the colours distinct. If you find it starting to muddy, then just clean your finger and go back in. It will stain your finger, but it will wash off.
Yeah, yeah. See, just while you're doing that, Gwen, I've got a question come through. Chloe on our social team sent it through from Treasure Heart. She's asking, so I'll just read exactly what she's put. Not sure how to phrase this, but do the alcohol inks have a strong odour? I'm asthmatic and many odour scents can set it off.
Yes, they do have a strong odour. As anything with any alcohol content or solvent-based content will have an odour and do give off fumes. Not harmful, but not ideal to breathe in. So if you do have issues, wear a mask. Always work with an open window or a fan if you've got something handy like that, just to blow them out of your nasal area so that you're not breathing them in. So yeah, something to be aware of. Thank you, that's a good question.
Yeah, and just to reiterate what Gwen said as well, and that's not just Creative Expressions product, that is, your alcohol base in general as well. So yeah, really good question. That's why I wanted to ask Gwen that one.
Always good to know, isn't it? Safety of things. All right, so I've screwed up my tissue. What I'm going to do now is place this onto the back of that where my varnish is wet, and I'm going to press it down into that wet varnish and let those lovely crinkles soak up all that goodness. If you don't like getting your fingers inky, well, you're in the wrong place.
Yeah, I love that, Gwen.
But if you don't, just grab another piece of a tissue or something and press it with that. If you really can't stand getting it all over your fingers, I really don't mind. I love having inky fingers. So, one thing I forgot to do was sprinkle in my glitter there, but never mind. So if I turn that, you can see how beautiful that is. And when it dries, it will be even more jewel-like. And you can see the lovely shimmer off the acetate, which adds to it as well. So when that's dry, you'll have a beautiful texturized piece. And I can show you one I've done here, which has dried, and this did have the glitter sprinkled in.
So did you just sprinkle the glitter before you put
Before you put the tissue on, yeah. Sorry, I got distracted.
No, that's okay.
So you can see it looks, well, quite dreadful, frankly, until you do this. And then you see on the front all that gorgeous colour, and hopefully you can see there is a hint of glitter in there. I was quite sparing with the glitter because I didn't want it to take over, but it is there. But what I love about this technique is it's going to be different every time. Look at that one with more of the orange, purple and pink. Different combos, you choose. All right, so once we've got a piece that's been made like this, again, remember to pop your lids back on things. They won't bung up if you put the lids back on. That's usually a top tip.
Right, yeah, it's a good thing to do quite instant, isn't it?
Yes. So you might be surprised to know that you can die cut through this. So I am going to use some tape because I don't want to risk it slipping again.
Right, okay, yeah.
So just bear with me while I sort this out.
Even just like that one, Gwen, you know, just having your die cut in black just onto whatever you've created as well. It just looks fab.
Well, yes, I mean, you could just simply pop the outline over that and that would be lovely.
It would, wouldn't it?
But we don't want to stop there, do we?
And if you think as well with your first demonstration, Gwen, and then obviously what you're doing now, when it comes to your Yupo paper, whether you're going for the silver ones, you're not actually using loads of it either, so it will last quite a wee while.
Well, I think because you need to sort of work out how much you need and just cut enough, because otherwise you do find you're probably a bit wasteful, and we don't want that. We are quite frugal as crafters, aren't we?
We definitely are. We really are.
So let's cut this.
Excellent. And then what you've done there, you can imagine the look that would be if you use some of the other colours that you've used instead, or maybe not the heart dye, but then the butterfly dye. Just all these different things, same form of technique that you're doing, just change the colours, change the dye, and it's going to look different.
Yes, absolutely. And that's the beauty of any form of craft, isn't it?
That's the thing, yeah.
Now, this might not look as if it's cut, and it will need a little bit of persuasion, but it has. It might need to go back through with a bit more of a shim.
Right.
As I say, I'm not familiar with this machine, so but I'll see how I'll just pop it through again.
Yeah.
And see if I can get a bit more traction.
We do have. I'm going to pop across. Maybe what you might want to use,
have you got
Gwen,
a shim? Yeah.
Is we also have our metal shim. That would probably be a good thing.
That would be perfect.
As well.
Thanks, Craig.
So if I just get our metal shim, and this is actually a good point to show where
it is.
Our metal shim will come in handy. He says, if I can find it, with all the other ones. Where here. There we go. Here we go. Go in.
Whoops.
No one heard that.
Well done.
No one heard that one.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I speak to myself when I try and find things.
Right, so let's just give that a little bit more oomph. Because obviously, thinking about it, we've got layers of tissue, acetate, ink. That doesn't add much in the way of bulk, but it can be tacky.
That's true, yeah.
You know, it can adhere to the dye a little, not when it's wet, obviously let these dry before you try and die cut them. But just the nature of the beast is that it has a tack. And so the dye will want to hold on to it sometimes. And it's not that you've done anything wrong, it's absolutely normal. So we can see, yeah, that's just giving it that little bit of extra push it needed. So the outline here is so delicate. If you find there are bits that are still, because what it is, the tissue is quite thick in some places where I've got a chunky wrinkle.
Yeah.
So the die might not just cope with that, but just go in with a little pair of snips or fine pointed scissors, and it'll just be one little point that needs releasing.
And that's it. It's not user error, it's not machine error, it's not product error, it's just, as you said, the nature of the beast sometimes. When you've got layers upon layers, sometimes you just need to spend that extra minute or so to use.
And I think it's good to show, because I think at home you might do it and think, oh,
exactly.
What have I done? Or why doesn't it work for me? I saw Gwen do it, but mine's not working. And it is just nice to be able to show you that actually not everything is...
It's nice that you've said that, because where we get, we always get lots of lovely comments. Where we get really lovely comments is when people say, something didn't quite go wrong with, whoever else on the team are demonstrating. Thank you so much for not covering it up, for putting it to the side. Thank you for showing us how to rectify whatever just didn't quite go the way that was meant to. And that's what everyone at home always loves. So it's nice to see that.
Exactly, because not everything does work perfectly. And it's nice to say, look, if yours doesn't happen first time, it's not you.
No.
And this is how you correct it. So I am just having to snip some bits, and I know it's a bit tedious watching, but it's good to show.
No, not at all.
So
not at all.
What I'm wanting out of this particular piece are the innie bits, if you like. But I've also got, of course, the outline, which is going to be absolutely stunning for another piece. Sorry, I'm fumbling.
No, honestly, it's no problem. And, just to reiterate what you said as well, not everyone uses the Gemini machine. Not everyone uses every machine. So sometimes if you're new to a machine, it can happen as well. But there's ways around it.
Exactly. And it's nice to have a machine that gives you a lot of pressure so that you wouldn't have these issues. But actually that's not always a good thing, because sometimes you need to be able to reduce the pressure and you can't. Whereas if you haven't got quite enough pressure, you can do something about that.
That's it, yeah. And it's funny you said that, because I know you were talking about just before you come on with myself and Corrine, because one of our products that I've launched are paper piece and dies. And with these ones, we didn't want a lot of pressure. So with the Gemini, it's great that we've got lots of pressure, but as you were just saying there's some times that you don't actually always want it.
Yes,
in that case,
exactly.
take out a shimmer that, or in what Gwen done in her case there, add the metal shim in.
So I don't quite know how I've done it, but I've lost one of my pieces out of my die.
Oh no.
Never mind. So as I say, what I'm going to do with this particular sample is put the cream outline back in where it came from, and then paper piece in. Look at that. It's just so stunning. And pop that bit in there. If you don't want to do the teeny weeny bits that come in between, you don't have to.
No.
Now, the thing is, you might be thinking, well, how am I going to adhere those? And what we have is some double-sided adhesive, but I've just lost mine. Just bear with me, sorry.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, that looks absolutely exquisite.
It's quite striking, isn't it?
Really striking, but maybe you want to go down the, I know the alcohol inks have specific names that, but for instance, the lavender look, maybe the yellow look. Do you know what I mean as well? Have that play when it comes along with the different colour tones you've got. But then by following Gwen's techniques as well, you're going to get a different look if you're going to then really pounce with the alcohol inks. If you're going to go subtler, heavier, you are going to get that different look.
But also, as the lady that questioned earlier about the smell of alcohol inks, if you feel, well, I'm not going to be able to use them, this gives you another range of products. These are water-based, odor-free, they don't have harmful resins and bonding agents in them. And so, if perhaps the alcohol inks you're thinking, well, they're not for me, perhaps this is an alternative that you might like to go for.
Absolutely.
So I'm popping some double-sided adhesive sheet behind the aperture, and I'm just going to make sure all the little bits are well stuck down, and then I can take that outline, and this is a really easy way to pop it back in. You don't have to mess with glue, and it just goes back in where it came from, which is really simple to be able to fulfill. And then I can also place my gorgeous jeweled pieces back in where they came from. It's just, it comes alive.
It does, doesn't it?
Yes.
And Georgina, actually, we've got Georgina and Nicola in the gallery as well. And what Georgina just said as well, in all due respect to what you're creating, Gwen, but it's very simple, but the effect is absolutely phenomenal.
And that's what you want, isn't it? You don't want to have to spend all day creating something that might look spectacular, but you think, you know, I'm never going to do that again because it just took me so long.
That's it, yeah.
Whereas with this, you could rattle a load off.
You could, couldn't you?
No time at all. Have a session doing your backgrounds, have a session doing your cutting, and then have fun popping the bits back in different colour combinations. And it's just easy. Once you've got the right products. Now that's a tiny weeny little piece, and I wish I'd got some of Corrine's holding sheet for that. That would have been super.
Right enough, yeah. Yeah.
So, but I've managed to get it back in. So there we go. Our design is complete, and we've got the bonus of having the outline off that beautiful jewel die cut as well that we can use on another sample. So again, they lend themselves to very clean and simple cards.
They
and
do.
I just want to do a very simple mount, really. So I've got some amethyst cardstock, and I've matted that onto, again, a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card. I'm going to pop that on here with some glue, just quickly. Although I have also got the other side of the double-sided adhesive, which of course is sticky.
Yeah.
So if I take the backing off that as well, what will happen now is that the colour of the amethyst card will also strengthen the jewel through the acetate and change the tone slightly. So it's gone a lot richer now. Can you see that? Because it's got purple behind it.
It does, doesn't it?
These products are translucent, which means you can see through them like stained glass. So there we are, and again I've done a tent-fold card. I'm a bit like Corrine, I do like a tent-fold card.
But I'm the same, Gwen. I'm exactly the same. I love a tent-fold card.
And this time I'm using the For You set. I love this set with the words. Mine are backwards, so I don't know if you want to show it from what you've got, Craig, but
yeah.
This comes with 3 dies. You've got just, because, and for you. So you can say just because, just for you, or simply for you. And for this one, I chose to do the for you. And from my piece that I did, well, what did I do with it? Oh, I'm getting all discombobulated.
No problem. I've got them here just at the side, just quickly as well. These are the sentiments that Gwen was just on about a moment ago as well.
So what I've done is I've cut it out of the same piece that I'd created and cut the for you. And then I've actually split it into 2 words. So I've just snipped the for and the you apart. So that I could rearrange it on my card how I want it to. I'll show you that on the final sample if that's all right.
Of course it is, yeah. And actually, we've not even touched upon that, the snippability of them as well.
Yes.
Couldn't you? Because that could be a single heart, just snip away that bottom left-hand heart.
Absolutely. And then I've also got these lovely pearls from the Designer Boutique range. And oops, that one went somewhere.
Pop it away.
Oops, that one went somewhere as well.
Later.
Oh no, lively they are. Now on this one, I'm going to just do, yes, pop your finger over it, Gwen, and then it doesn't fly off somewhere randomly. Just a random scatter. I quite like that look where it's just quite free form.
It can be really, really appealing on the eye as well,
and
can't
especially if you perhaps struggle to get things straight, which, you know, oh, here we go.
It's a nice way to do it.
Right, so we just need the sentiment on there, but let me show you the original one in slightly different colourway and with the for you cut out of there. So that heart is lovely because you can do it landscape or portrait on a card, whichever you choose.
It really, really is beautiful. Look at the different ways, simply by turning the card or changing the colour as well. Isn't it beautiful? All these different things that you can then start to do as well. And am I right in saying as well, Gwen, like if anyone wanted to absolutely replicate exactly what you've done, absolutely can do, yeah.
Yes.
Or if you want to mix it up as well, then of course you can do as well.
And if you want to sell your cards, you can sell them.
Oh, even better as well. Perfect. Excellent. Thank you for that one. Right, let's have a look at, we're going to have a look at a quick bit of the some of the inks that Gwen was just using a moment ago here. Lots of lovely comments just been coming in fast as well. But these ones are the Cosmic Shimmer Colourful Crystal Tints. These ones here, we've got all individual as well. So we've got 6 colours for you to choose from. They're all £3.50 or $5. Platinum though, even though the platinum, which is fab, £2.80 or $4. So we've got a lovely swatch here of the colours that you can choose from. Maybe you want to go for all 6, maybe you just want to cherry pick a section, you can do. So going then to the pink topaz, We've then got our pure amethyst. We've got our blue aquamarine. And then down in here, we've got our orange garnet. We've then got our tanzanite blue. And then we've got our lime peridot. Couldn't quite work that one out there. So we've got that one. So that is the 6. These are all individual, £3.50 or $5. So you can mix and match whichever colours you want to do. So these ones are those ones. I'm going to set that one to the side for now. Maybe you want to go for some of these beautiful, beautiful glitters. These ones here are the Cosmic Shimmer. Glitters are just going to be popping up just in a moment for you as well. So within the, I'm going to start with the ice blue within this one here. So this is our Cosmic Shimmer Polished Silk Glitter. So ice blue, all of them 10ml, $3.99 or $6. Ice blue, we've got our pale bronze, we've got our lavender, we've got our antique rose, we've got, I would say, one of the most popular and busiest one, you know, whether it's like today or just elsewhere within the craft and creative expression, the Cosmic Shimmer is your Sparkle Star and also your Hunter Green as well. So these ones here, once again, all individual. So if you want to go for them all, you absolutely can do, but maybe you only want to cherry pick a few. This one here is $3.99 or $6 for you guys stateside as well. Right, we have got just about 10 minutes left. Is that time, Gwen, to do something, create something?
We can do something. Yeah.
Excellent.
So I'm going to have a look at the balloons, and I want to show you this time, again, a different product from Cosmic Shimmer, which are our intense pigment stains. Now, these are a water-based ink, basically, dye-based, but super, super concentrated, so you don't need very much of these at all. And I want to do a nice inky background, and I'm going to use my craft mat to do that.
Right.
So I'm going to do a mop-up technique. So I want to bring in some of the, now then, sunflower yellow. I'm just going to sort of scrape that across the mat. The citrus lime, which is the most gorgeous citrusy green. And then our teal ocean, which is just stunningly Mediterranean.
Yeah.
Right, really, and then I need some water. So I've got a spray bottle. I'm going to mist this, and those inks are going to bead up. The water just helps to loosen them and give them some movement.
Okay.
I've got some plain white cardstock, nothing special. It's our, well, it's our coconut white, which is special.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not watercolour card or anything like that.
No.
So just press gently. You can see the inks moving, look, they're coming out the side there. You can see them squidging. And then when we turn this up, look at that.
Isn't that beautiful?
Isn't that just amazing? Now I've got all this lovely ink left here, and it would be a shame to waste it, but I haven't got a spare piece of card. So I'm going to mop that up, which hurts my soul. But, you know, sometimes you just have to go with it.
Well, we'll get card and that sitting at the side ready for you for the remaining of the day. So if you want to then mop up the extra
I've got
bits,
some,
you
I just
can.
didn't want to go rooting.
Oh, I got you. See, no problem.
You think you're all set up.
I know you do, but then there's always something that catches it off guard.
Always. Yeah, so now you can blot if you want it a little lighter. You can also speed up the drying time with a heat gun, and I've got my Ranger heat gun here. I love this heat gun because it's very quiet, but it's also very hot, but it doesn't blow a great deal. So
our Jan and then both Debbie Robinson both invested in the same heat tool as well.
Yeah.
They managed to find it online and invested
really
in it.
One. And it's nice to hold, but please don't dry your hair with it, because you'd end up without any.
Yeah, that hot. Does the job for crafting though, doesn't it?
Yeah. So you can just dry that off, and then you can mop up more ink, and you can put splatters on it and that sort of thing. So I think what I might do, I've got a finer mist bottle here.
Right.
And I'm just going to mist onto this a little bit. Let that absorb just a little bit, and then pick up some of the ink. Okay. So you get little light spots. Can you see how that's beginning to lift? Let's try some slightly bigger drops.
What's lovely as well to see you doing this is many viewers of Crafters TV and our products over the weeks and months, you'll tend to see some of us do this technique with things like our aqua pens or our water reactive ink pads. So it's lovely to see Gwen kind of following that same route, but then doing it with the Cosmic Shimmer inks in that as well, the pigment satin, that one there, or one of them anyway, the green ocean. So it's nice to see how you can then pick in the techniques from, our products to Cosmic Shimmers as well. It's lovely.
Yeah. And then I've got a fan brush here. These are great for splattering with. And I'm just going to go in, look at that colour. The pigment in these is something else.
Strong.
And I'm just going to add some speckles. How fun is that?
Yeah.
So that's just another way of using these products as well, which is really cool. And then everything cleans up with water.
Yeah.
I'd say 97% of Cosmic Shimmer products are water-based.
Got ya.
So easy clean up. We're always trying to be eco-friendly and get rid of the nasty resins and things like that.
Yeah.
So something else that's nice to know.
And Creative Expressions have got lots of, hints and tips and ideas on all their social platforms, don't they, as well as you guys on the team?
Yes, loads of YouTube videos and tutorials and that sort of thing available free to watch. So we just need to let that dry, and then when that has dried, we can create our background from that. And I've been using some of the Sue Wilson rectangle dies to cut those. Here's one I did earlier. So you can see it's going to be slightly different every time you do it.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to dictate what happens. But what I wanted to show you really was how to utilise this. I'm going to use the balloon die,
okay,
but I'm going to cut my balloons out the middle here because I'm going to cover that up, so it doesn't matter that there'll be a hole in it, but it means that my balloons will match perfectly with my background. So let's see if I can do this without it slipping around this time.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll just pop a little tape on there and then.
I think what we're going to have to do just in a moment or two, Gwen, is within each of our shows we do a little vote when it comes to everyone that's watching, where it's a demo of the show, and then from each demo of the show, from the 3 shows throughout the day, then goes into a demo of the day. That's why at the side of our wall we've got all these names. Not yet has anyone out from Crafters Companion won kind of like a demo of the week as such. So we're hoping and praying. We do want that to happen. So we're going to get that started just in a second.
I could argue there might be a bit of bias there. Right, so I've got now an outline for these balloons that's going to come out with that same gorgeous inky variation. Just have a look at this. Pop that against some white card. How lovely is that? And you couldn't, if you tried to do that by hand, you wouldn't be able to achieve it.
No.
But don't forget, you've also got the infill of the balloons, which are also very interesting to look at.
They are, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. So when it comes to building the card, I'm going to cut myself a rectangle out of here.
Okay.
Mount it on there. Now I've got a tag that's going to cover that up, and that's why it didn't matter that I'd cut a great big hole in the middle of it. Are you with me?
I do, yeah.
And then this is going to go on top here, but I've cut another tag out of white. I'm just whizzing through because we've run out of time, I've realised.
No problem.
So I would cut the balloons again out of here. That would leave me with an aperture. Put your double-sided adhesive behind that and pop your outline back into the aperture.
Okay.
Like I did with the heart earlier, so hopefully you understand where I'm coming from. Pop the balloon heads back in to the correct place.
Yep.
And then mount that over the blue one. And obviously this is cut down to a rectangle. And there's the finished card, and the happy birthday is also cut from that same inky panel. From a spot where it won't show. And some gems and sequins to finish.
To finish off.
A lovely
Isn't that
celebration
beautiful?
card.
Really beautiful, really bright, really vibrant. And that's actually what a lot of the comments have been saying, how bright, vibrant your cards are. Excellent. Right. Chloe's going to have just a very short couple of minutes just to tally up the vote. So Gwen, would you mind, the 3 demos that you've done, would you mind doing them just side by side, each other?
There's
and
that
then
one.
what we could do is, let's start with the 2 that Corrine had done earlier on. So if you want to go for number 1, here is number 1. And this one being number 2 that we can see with these ones here. So 1 or number 2. and then we can then have a look at Gwen's one. So number 3 was that lovely bow. Then number 4 was with the love hearts, and then number 5 was that full-on vibrant card where Gwen's used the balloons for that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5, literally have probably not even a minute to get your votes in, and Chloe's going to check them and we will come back with the result on these ones. Absolutely beautiful when it comes to all of these cards, all these projects that you can be creating with the inks as well as the dyes. That is not just it when it comes to creative expressions. Of course, we're going to be then finding Gwen throughout the day, where you can then be coming along and following what Gwen's been doing within this show, and of course the remaining day, which is coming up with launch day and also cartload as well. I've had such a blast already.
I know.
An absolute blast. If you do want to go for those sentiment dies that Gwen was using earlier on, details on the screen, $25.99 or $45. Platinum price, $20.79 or $36. Rightio. Well, I'm going to have to follow your lead because my talk back is just totally absolutely gone within these ones. I did hear Georgina say, obviously that's us kind of now just wrapping up for the show.
Yeah,
Thank you
and
so
when
much.
we'll be back. So I'm coming back at 2 o'clock.
Perfect.
And I'm going to be presenting a fantastic show, all with paper, piece and dies with Sarah.
You are.
And then we've got some extra little bits she was just telling me we're going to do, so you have to watch to see. Nice announcement in there. And so we're doing that 2 till 4, and then I'm going to be presenting with you, Gwen, from 5 till 6, I think that's right, isn't it? No.
So what,
2 till 4, 4 till 5, 4 till 5.
4 till 5.
4
Yeah.
till
Back at
5,
4.
yes.
Perfect.
And then you're going to come back on at 6, aren't you?
And then I'm going to come back, yeah, so we're going to be together for Cartload.
Yeah.
I know I shouldn't say it, it is my favourite show of the
Is
week.
it?
I love Cartload as well. Lots of incredible deals. Do make sure when you're across on the website seeing what Corinne's been using, what we've got in Cartload, also is Gwen as well. Gwen, thank you so much for that show. I absolutely loved that.
Blast. I've loved that.
Comments have gone
Have we
crazy
got a demo
as well.
of the show?
We do, don't we? Actually, there we go. It was number 5.
Number
so that
5,
was
the last one,
Gwen.
the
So the
balloons.
very last one with the balloons.
Brilliant.
So it's going to be Gwen.
Yes.
Or it could be Gwen again within the next show. Gwen or Sarah.
Gwen or Sarah.
And in Cartload,
head to
it's
head
going to be
with the
Gwen
boss.
and yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, so do come back. Anyway, once again, thank you so much. Thank you, Corinne. Thank you,
Thank
Gwen,
you,
as well.
thank you.
Thank you very much. I will see you later on in the day for Cartload as well. Going to have a lovely little bit of a break, ready for launch day with the boss and Corinne. See you then.